Today on the show, we've got a few things to cover here. Some are actually really good things about recent background updates that quietly patched a handful of glitches for us, including one that's been a huge annoyance for people in public sessions for a while now. Plus, I've also been digging into that new Cayo Perico Motor Wars mode, and I've got some thoughts on that after spending a little bit of time with it. Not exactly what I expected here, but there's definitely some fun stuff worth talking about, so let's jump into it. Alright. Let's go over some of those quick patch notes and updates first. These were quietly rolled out in a recent background update, like I was saying, and as usual, shout out to TezFun2 for spotting, diagnosing, as well as sharing these. So there's a ton of detail here, but it's still kind of worth knowing about since Rockstar's continuing to crack down on exploits in GTA Online, and that's kind of the theme of some of these patches. First, they did fix a God mode glitch, and that one's going to speak for itself. Players were using this exploit to become completely invincible, and they won't be able to do that and abuse that method anymore. I'm not sure which one it was, but this game has almost infinite amounts of God mode glitches. It feels like every new background update, they fix some new one, and either another new one becomes popular, a new one is discovered, something like that. But on top of that, they also patched the casino missions replay playlist glitch, which likely just let players repeat those missions for easy money or RP, or maybe they could cheese the quick restart option with this or something. And if you were going through with a crew for the first time, or it was just your first time playing through these and you got the first time mission completion bonuses, then you could probably make a ton of money with that. And obviously Rockstars are going to crack down on that. They've been cracking down in general on playlist reset glitches and replay playlist glitches for a while. Like when it comes to doing the Union Depository contract, I'm pretty sure there is still some active way to do that, but I remember when it was double or triple money for a specific weekly event, that got really popular, and then Rockstar fixed it, and that kind of ruined other playlists that people just wanted to replay in general. We also have something here called the intangible jet glitch. Again, not exactly sure what that one was, but it does sound like some other exploit involving jets either being invisible or invulnerable, possibly even completely untouchable in combat. And lastly, they patched a workaround here for the kick players from cars and aircraft glitch. And this is one that griefers use to forcibly eject you from your personal vehicle or even planes and helicopters without your consent at all. So thankfully, that exploit should now be shut down too. Specifically, what would happen is people would use the Avenger inside of their facility, and I'm pretty sure that one's been around for maybe a month or so, give or take. So I'm glad that we don't need to wait until the winter DLC for that to get fixed, because literally every player in the lobby in one of their aircraft or any personal vehicle in general would be ejected the moment someone did this glitch. So obviously that was like a total griefing tool right there. And again, these aren't really any in-depth patch notes, and they're also not from Rockstar directly, so we're working with a little bit of limited info. But again, it's always good to kind of highlight when they're making moves to improve the experience, especially for us legit players out there. So let me know in the comments if you've seen these glitches in action before, or if you've noticed any sort of difference since the patch. And also, while going over some of these latest patch notes, I also spent some time checking out that new Cayo Perico Motor Wars mode, and honestly, I kind of had mixed expectations going in, but I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I thought once I was actually able to find a lobby. So at first, it feels like a little bit chaotic and unbalanced in my opinion. You know, you don't get the usual night sharks or half tracks like in traditional Motor Wars. Instead, you got different vehicles like APCs with SAM turrets, AA trailers, insurgents, as well as the Savage helicopter. And yeah, the Savage is kind of insanely overpowered, you'd expect at first, but once you figure out how to counter it, it goes down really fast. So whether you use homing launchers on it, those AA trailers, or you just kind of snipe from cover, there's actually a bunch of ways to deal with it if you're not running around completely brain dead and like you're actually focusing on the game mode you're playing. That said, the balance is still off. This is still Rockstar PvP at the end of the day. APCs with the SAM turrets are easily going to be the most powerful thing in this game mode on the map, and if the other team grabs one of those before your squad stuck in an insurgent or barrage, well, good luck, because it's kind of game over for you at that point. A lot of the lighter vehicles obviously just can't hold up either. And funny enough, I actually kind of found myself having more success on foot than in vehicles, because when you're on foot, you don't show up on the map until you fire your gun, so you can kind of sneak around and catch people completely off guard. But that being said, do you want to run around the island of Cayo Perico on foot the whole time? Probably not. And then there's also just some other issues, obviously, like the matchmaking. That's super rough. You're not going to find full lobbies unless you're bringing everyone from your crew in, and that's going to kill the pacing and the payout, obviously. But also, if you die early on, the game will actually kick you for idling, even if you're just spectating. That's super annoying, and it's super dumb, because spectating is kind of a part of this experience with this game mode, so you need to move your controller thumbsticks around to actually tell the game that you're inputting and you're not just AFK. And then the 4-team setup, that's a little bit messy there. I think it just plays way better as a 2-team match, maybe even 3, and feels like more like an actual battle than more of a chaotic free-for-all than if you had like 4 teams, because the player count's just going to be so small. Overall, I don't think it's a bad mode. I'd probably give it I don't know, a 4 or 5 out of 10. A 10 in GTA Online for PvP adversary modes, I feel like is just almost unreachable. I'd say the really good content in the game is a 6 or 7 on this scale. And other game modes from other games are way better just because they're actual PvP oriented and the developers balance them and stuff. So a 4 or 5 really isn't that bad. It's mixed, and obviously it still needs a bunch of tweaks, especially with the vehicle balance and matchmaking. Rockstar's not going to do that. They're just going to leave it as is, probably. I think I have just enough time to edge out 2 car wash missions or money laundering missions before I hit 100% heat. I gotta do better about reducing heat on my Higgins Helitours business. I mean, I'm not even focusing on the missions that much with that one. The smoke on the water ones are definitely the ones you can complete the fastest. I've been really getting into the vibe this week with the car wash specifically. I would say overall for speed smoke on the water because, you know, you could cheese the delivery and stuff. But I was just getting sick of the grass farming missions where you gotta burn the grass farms. I find the car wash missions to personally be the most fun, despite smoke on the water being technically faster to speedrun if you're looking to just go for money per hour. I also really like Higgins helicopter tours too, but when it comes to doing the actual heli tour itself, I just don't really want to bother. But let me know what you guys think about the new content that we got this week with the Cayo Perico Motor Wars adversary mode. And let me know what you guys have been doing for money and during a weekly event where we don't really have much going on, because I haven't really bothered with the treasure hunts or the buried stashes at all, because I never visit the island of Cayo Perico. I don't really do the Cayo Perico heist or anything like that. The only time I've touched it in the past 3 or 4 years, honestly, has just been for the few videos I've been doing recently, and I've only been doing those videos because I figured, okay, you know what, maybe as a GTA focused channel, I should actually post some Cayo Perico related content, because that is still, you know, probably one of the more popular activities, one of the activities that players prefer. I also just realized I'm doing the Bobcat mission, or the group sex security van. You know what? I'm already in the mission. I've spent a couple minutes driving here at this point. I might as well get through with it, right? This isn't gonna be super entertaining, but at least you get a little bit of a gunfight. It would be kind of cool if there was a little bit more action in the mission itself. I mean, you do have some people chasing you and stuff. And if you guys are trying to make money with the specific car wash business, avoid this one at all costs. I'm only doing it because I literally was not paying attention. I was just commentating for the video and I totally forgot. But yeah, I'll probably keep the Cayo Perico videos coming every once in a while. I'm just not a Cayo grinder. I'm not a Cayo maxer. I know. Sorry, not sorry. Most of the content I like playing, I mean, I do like active grinding content. I don't mind doing heists, but definitely when it comes to me wanting to commit an hour of my time playing through some sort of big score or big storyline in this game, it's probably going to come down to either the Dr. Dre contract, Cluckenbell Farm raid, because I've been getting really good at completing that in under 45 minutes now. And also the Oscar Guzman Flies Again missions. That's also not too bad to complete in under an hour, you know, for the career progress. If you have that on enhanced, I'm still on Legacy PC, so career progress doesn't really matter to me. Although I still like to kind of just give myself the challenge of doing the career progress stuff and kind of tracking it on a notebook I have, just to kind of see if I can complete that stuff on this character without, you know, needing to upgrade to the new version or whatever the case is. Just because, you know, I was sitting there, I was trying to play it, and for recording purposes, I figured, like, even if I created a new character or something, or just imported this one over, I noticed it doesn't matter if I was in full screen or windowed borderless, I'd still have problems with the recording itself. It would be very stuttery and hitchy, and that just doesn't happen on Legacy, whether you're in full screen or windowed borderless. Whereas on Enhanced, it is. And also, I'm sort of nitpicky about the way the graphics look with the lighting and stuff. Like, I know you got the ray trace features and all that, but something to do with the anisotropic filtering, lines on the street or the detail of cars in the distance and stuff like that would just be so blurry, not too far away. And that's exactly how it looks on PlayStation 5 or even, I guess, Xbox Series X and S. That's not a thing on Legacy PC, despite this also being a port from like the older versions on console. But in the case of Enhanced, for some reason, Enhanced on PC just does not do the trick for me. All right, let's collect this cash. I'll just complete the rest of the mission. I want to jump into another one though. Well, we'll collect that money from Mr. Bank Manager right there and just get back to the car wash and then just start up another. I want to get the one where we clean out the actual money laundering operation and either burn the cash or steal the money from the washing machines. That would be fun. Perfect. Let's hand in that money and get that other mission done. I'm probably gonna need to call my car back. Oh, no, we're maxed out. Okay, I gotta do a car wash mission anyway, because our heat has maxed out now. I guess I was in that mission too long. In fact, you know what? I think you guys got the point of today's video. I may actually just leave it off right here, just because of the fact that I don't want it to be too long. I just kind of checked the recording time, and I was like, I don't want to push it. So we'll leave it off there. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Just do some live gameplay, hang out with the game, enjoy it, but also check out some of the latest patch notes that we have, because these are patches that Rockstar never really talks about themselves, right? It's just up to the community to figure out what they are. They're logged on the Reddit page, but TezFun2 shares that info. That's where they get it from. And so it's just good to have like some sort of way to log it. I like to report to you guys just in case, that way you don't have to keep up to date if you're not on Twitter or X, right? Following TezFun2, or you're not following the GTA subreddit. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to use Reddit anyway, good lord. But just in general, like keeping up with all those different resources and all those places that this information is on, right? Like here is just a central hub. You can check out what you need, and I will report to you guys in a timely manner on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel as well if you guys are new and you want to see more GTA Online content like this. Check me out over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, specifically twitch.tv/hazardoushtv. And check out my YouTube shorts and TikToks for daily short form, rapid fire tips, tricks, news, tutorials, guides, leaks, and more. See you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.